Hey, what is going on, crypto people? What the world? The DTCC has decided or has signed a definitive agreement to acquire a blockchain startup called Securrency. Now, we all know you've been in the digital asset space for a minute. You've heard of Securrency. Why is the Depository Trust and Clearance Corporation acquiring a blockchain startup? You guys all know the DTCC, right? Settles what, trillions of dollars in a day. They just acquired a blockchain startup called Securrency. We're going to get into that. That is some very, very interesting stuff. Forgive me. I will be reading a little bit from an article here, but I listen, this could be massive. Listen, it is massive, but it could be hugely massive for blockchains like the XRPL, for the Stellar blockchain. Believe it or not, the EOS freaking blockchain. What the world? Well, I haven't heard about them in forever. Didn't even know they were still around. But Securrency, I'm going to share with you, shares that their blockchain can be used with Ripple, with the XRPL, with Stellar, with EOS, and I believe it's another one as well. We're going to get into that. Listen, the reason why this is important, because the DTCC is the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. Why is that important? Settlement. Settlement. The DTCC is involved in two things: settlement of securities and liquidity. Now, I'll ask you this: which blockchain is prowess is around settlement and liquidity? Both of them. That would be the XRPL. I'm going to get into some stuff from Crypto X here in a second as well. Listen, we'll go over the numbers because the market is doing, bam, what the market does. If you can stomach it, I'll share the numbers for you from CoinGecko. We'll get into that as well. I'm going to share a little bit about who the DTCC is. I'm going to share a little bit from the SEC and why did they decide to change the rule and make the clearing time from +2 or T+2 to T+1, and why that is important for settling securities. And by the way, don't forget that Ripple did join ISDA, the International Securities Development, whatever they are. ISDA. Ripple joined them. Remember that? So I'm going to share an article that Ripple joins the ISDA along with major TradFi players. Again, I'll ask you, why is the startup fintech company out of San Francisco called Ripple? Why are they in lockstep with major TradFi players like Goldman Sachs and BNY Mellon? You got to pay attention to that. It's huge. Listen, we'll go over the numbers, guys. All right, we're going to go over these numbers. We're going to get into this DTC sign agreement, both Securrency and the DTCC put out an article about this agreement to be acquired. It's very, very interesting. Let me go over these numbers real quick. You're gonna have to trust me that CoinGecko is saying the total cryptocurrency market cap is at 1.13 trillion. It's down from over 3 trillion for all the new people in the back. Yeah, down over 3 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is still at 40-something percent, 49%, which is interesting. Bitcoin is trading at $28,665 again. Ethereum is trading at $1,564 again, and XRP is trading at 48.9 cents a freaking again. The market is just doing what it does, fam. It's just doing what it does. Wow, very, very interesting. So DTCC signs a definitive agreement to acquire blockchain-based financial technology firm Securrency Inc. Purpose, intention is to drive development of the digital post-trade infrastructure for the global financial markets. I'm reading from the article. The DTCC, the premier market infrastructure for the global financial services industry, today announced it has signed a definitive agreement to acquire Securrency. Securrency is a leading developer of institutional-grade digital asset infrastructure. The acquisition, which is expected to close within the next several weeks, will position the DTCC to provide global leadership in bridging best-in-class industry practices with advanced digital technology to encourage acceptance and adoption of digital assets. So listen, when you're talking to your boys at the gym, your coworkers at work who they just can't wrap their brain around the digital asset space. Isn't that just for fraudsters and scammers and terrorists? Meanwhile, the DTCC is acquiring, what is their transactions and the trillions settles transactions and the trillions of dollars every single day. Yeah, they just hooked up and acquired a crypto startup. But your boys are talking about, Bitcoin is fake, NFTs aren't real. Listen, all we can do is pray for them, fam. All we can do is pray for them, okay? To increase acceptance and adoption of digital assets. Securrency will become a fully owned subsidiary of DTCC and will operate under the new name, DTCC Digital Assets. Goodness gracious. I don't even know how to begin about it. Here, just to let you know, here's the DTCC, a little about. The DTCC, through its subsidiaries, advanced industry-leading solutions to help secure the future growth and development of the global financial marketplace. Today, we stand at the center of global trading activity, processing trillions of dollars of securities transactions on a daily basis. Trillions of dollars settled on a daily basis. ISO 2002, let's do it at Rahoku. It says the DTCC plus Securrency. You got plus Ripple in here. That's a possibility, is Ripple right here. Here it is. So he's got this shared here, and it's very, very interesting. The DTC announced we have signed a digital agreement. I read that. But on here, it says the Securrency protocol, and this is important to note about this blockchain startup, okay? Securrency has the unique compliance-aware token that embeds regulatory and transactional rules in a compliance layer to facilitate legally compliant securities offerings in the United States and globally. Securrency's protocol can be utilized on Ethereum. Securrency's protocol can be utilized on Stellar's blockchain. Securrency's protocol can be utilized on the XRPL and the ledger and EOS. It says here, and other distributed ledgers, as well as on legacy systems allowing for on-chain and off-chain movement of tokens. Now, we all remember the news of Ripple joining the ISDA. Remember that? Remember when Ripple joined ISDA? Ripple joins ISDA, enters a $1.2 quadrillion derivatives market. And I'm not going to read all this. I just want to read 1-2 sentences. Ripple has become a member of ISDA, entering the derivatives market worth $1.2 quadrillion. Other members include JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and BNY Mellon. Don't hear anything about Solana. Maybe they're there. I haven't heard about it. Or any other payments technology. Ripple, this fintech company out of San Francisco, is joining the likes of JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and BNY Mellon as members of ISDA, which has 1,000 plus institutions, right? So like your local bank institution may not be on that 1,000, but Ripple is on here. This membership replaces Ripple alongside other titans of the freaking industry. I forgot to mention the CME Group, Citi, and the London Stock Exchange as well. Like, listen, this is news for the DTCC to acquire currency without question. That's a big deal. And the fact that when you put the two things together, the possibilities, there's no guarantee, but the fact of the matter is Securrency's protocol can be utilized on the XRPL, and the fact that Ripple is a member of ISDA and can provide that access to the XRP is massive. Ripple is in the securities and settlements business. They joined ISDA and so can settle these derivatives. The potential is massive, 1,000% massive. So as an XRP holder, this is absolutely outstanding news. The DTCC entering in the digital asset space in a big way by acquiring Securrency is great news for us all. Again, the protocol, Securrency's protocol can be utilized on Ethereum, on Stellar, on Red EOS. And my guess is the DTCC is going to use the best of them, maybe a combination of them. Who knows? I mean, 1.2 quadrillion goes a long way. I mean, the derivative is massive, right? It goes a long way. They can spread them out. But the fact that our beloved XRP is a possibility in that mix is absolutely massive. So I wanted to bring that to you guys. It's absolutely big time. It's big time news for sure. For me, the news is the DTCC acknowledging, if you will, that the digital asset space is here to stay. In other words, otherwise they would not be acquiring Securrency, which is it's a blockchain startup, fam. Bottom line, it is a blockchain startup, and the DTCC has just acquired them. To me, that is the big move here. You can't just say flat out that they're going to use Ripple. I think that's a little misleading for people using that in their YouTube titles. I think that's misleading. But the fact that it's possible is big time news for us in the digital asset space and for us as XRP holders, without question. All right, guys, listen, this wraps up your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you've been hanging out, listen to the Crypto Siege, and you haven't subscribed to please consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed the hangout. And please don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you never, or whenever we upload a video. Listen, I'm going to end this video like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. The old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel, trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, while we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.